Yeah.
That's in every episode. Yeah.
Welcome to the 10.
This is our, semi-weekly podcast?
Sure.
Where we talk about nonsense.
Mostly.
Cool. What is today? Today's like the 2nd of May, right?
May 2nd.
We just put out an episode last week. Why are we doing this again?
It's because you called me and said you had somebody to interview.
Is it a weekly thing, or do you...
We try to do it weekly.
Okay.
More often than not, it's bi-monthly. But
like every other month?
Every other week. But we've been stepping up our game. Ryan's been spending a lot of money.
Yeah, I can tell. I've never seen one of these before.
And this is our first actual interview.
Mm-hmm.
We have Brian Austin from Muskegon of Harbor Inc.
Yes.
I hope you don't mind when we use your last name.
Well, I guess not now.
We could edit that out.
You should probably keep those Trump comments to a
minimum. I don't care. He doesn't care. We're not charting yet.
Hopefully they're not on his radar, but you never know.
We are so far under his radar.
Yeah, no, we can do anything.
We can do anything.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm taking my pants off.
Don't do that.
Okay, Jenga, pantsless Jenga.
Oh, we forgot to tell you, this is Muskegon's #1 Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Surprise.
I lost you.
We're good.
You cannot...
Don't talk about it.
That just fell flat. We were going to do a whole Dungeons & Dragons podcast today, but...
I don't know if I'll get punched in the face for saying this, but I've never played Dungeons & Dragons.
I don't think Ryan has either.
No, I have.
Played it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
See, now I feel...
I think it's the opposite. I think you get punched in the face more if you...
Haven't played it?
If you have played it.
Because okay, good.
I played it once.
I think I keep cutting out.
No, you're good. It's just this crappy wire here. See?
Guerrilla Radio, 100%. I love
That's
it.
right.
Yeah, Noel will just edit that nonsense out. I hope he loves it when I mention it on the podcast.
Oh, there we go.
Because it's always just Noah, edit this out.
Yep.
Don't you touch this.
He left that in the last one.
Did he?
Yeah.
So his company is what now? The ones that edit this?
Striate Cortex.
Okay, and they do...
multimedia. They do
Okay, cool.
music editing, recording, producing, all kinds of stuff. They're getting into video stuff now.
Okay.
Recently.
Okay.
And now podcasts.
Yes. We're their first podcast, right?
We are.
Dude, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I think if they think if they start at the bottom, they can only go up.
That's right.
Well, that...
So,
I mean, I've been mistaken before, but sometimes life is tricky. I like podcasts, I guess. Now I got it in both ears.
Yeah, me too.
What the fuck?
It's like it's like when you're sick and then it finally pops.
Oh no! And what's really crazy about that is like I just got over an ear infection, so this is really fucking with me right now. Like, I had like a lot of pressure in this ear like up until yesterday, really, and I've been on antibiotics and sinus infection. It was like fucking 75 degrees last week, and then it drops back down into the 40s, and I don't know if that's a normal human being thing, but like my ears got it just. And we're I mean, because it's a podcast, obviously it's not regulated. We can
you can say anything you want.
swear, shit, piss, fuck, cunt, things like that.
Yeah, sure.
You don't want to hear us talk about transgenders, but that's for a different.
I mean, should we get on the bathroom topic? Is that like we're not supposed to talk about?
Nah, I just don't think we need to talk about it.
It's like, nah, I mean, I think everyone's equal. You can pee where you want to pee. I don't care, really.
I don't care what they
As long as you're not talking to my kid. I don't care.
Yeah, we can pretty much do anything we want.
Because we're off Trump's radar, and we're flying under the NSA radar right now.
So far under.
Good.
We don't make terroristic threats. We don't talk about bombs.
Not yet. I mean, it's pretty early in this broadcast, I feel like.
Well, we haven't been drinking either. That's an upcoming podcast.
I feel like that should be like a regulated thing. Like, you drink and then you like play a game. But it's only like something for someone to look forward to, you know? They're like, oh my God, it's Thursday. They're going to do the drunken
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Well, Shelly, my wife, our producer, because she says she is. She wants us to do a shot cast where we just take shots,
I feel like
and that's going to get out of
I
control.
just feel
fast.
like it sounds like a good idea, but so does drinking when you go out. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna go have a few
Great.
drinks, and then 3 o'clock in the morning, you're at somebody's house. You've never been there before. There's cocaine everywhere, and you're just like, I mean, not that that probably happened recently, but
Not to me.
it's like, I'd like to think my life is a Johnny Depp movie sometimes, but
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I mean,
Which
he
one?
also just got in trouble for beating the shit out of his girlfriend, so like,
that's
I don't want to be a part of that. Not that Johnny Depp episode. Like, no, I'm good.
The fun child molesty Johnny Depp, the child, Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
No, the one where he had a 600-pound mom. Was that?
Oh, what's
Was
he?
he killed her grave?
Yeah, and Leonardo DiCaprio played a retard.
Yes, he did. Special needs.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, that's right.
My bad. I forget I have headphones on. I get too loud.
Oh, that's
No,
okay.
you're fine. It's all good.
And I feel like you're actually missing out because you don't have headphones
No,
on.
I can still hear you. I'm in the room.
I know. It's like,
It's a different experience. Do you want to
it's
try?
totally.
No, I'm good.
I feel
Okay.
yeah,
I don't like my voice as it is.
Oh, that's right. He hates.
It is
listening
really
to it.
weird hearing this. I mean, you hear yourself,
But it's
but it's
mechanical.
yeah. That's like trying to explain how that. What was that basketball player was trying to explain that the Earth was flat?
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
Trying to explain how
that
you can
Shaq?
hear yourself? No, it was just recently.
Yeah, I thought- wasn't it? Was it Shaq?
No,
It's
no.
not Shaq. Because he seems dumb.
I mean,
Yeah, but
if you're that big, I feel like you lack some sort of intelligence.
Like you grew and
Yeah.
your brain did.
Like giant status, you're just so far up there, it's harder for blood and oxygen to flow.
Also, if we don't know, maybe Shaq is listening. How'd you stop with the chair?
It's a boom mic. It's a boom mic.
You yelled at me before we started, and I haven't touched it.
did you hear it ringing in here? Oh, that was good.
I feel like, can I hear? It's
If you can hear them, it's coming through the mic.
Yeah.
So, because I can hear them cackling.
yeah,
I
I
can
feel
hear
like
them
hard
live.
cackle.
So everyone should know we're at Brooklyn Bagels in Muskegon.
Yeah, on Apple Avenue. And if you book a conference room and it's full when you get here, they will give you a $10 gift card.
So
Especially if you kick some nice old ladies out.
Yeah.
yes, we tossed them
I mean,
out of the conference
The
room.
one, she was a silver fox, kind of. I mean,
One of them looks like Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah,
that's what I mean. She was, she was Hillary Clinton. Cunt.
that was our word of the week last week.
It was.
So
Oh, we got to do
Just
another
trying to
one this
catch up.
week.
yes,
Yeah, what is a good one? I mean,
Let's do that right now. Let's move into our word of the week segment.
forbidden words.
Yeah, words that.
dude, like that's a good one. Like you guys were talking about cunt. Like I've never understood what is so bad because I feel like I could say things to someone and it would, I mean, be totally more offensive. Like, you could question someone's will to live with things you could say with not using the word cunt. And it's like, why is that word so bad? Like, but I think it's on how much emphasis you put on it when you say it. You're like,
You could definitely.
you could be like, oh, cunt,
hard
but
K.
when somebody hates the word cunt, but you'd be like, somebody
say
hates
with
the
a hard
word
K?
Yeah, somebody hates the word cunt. Like when you say it like that.
Yeah, it'll get you kicked out of a Brooklyn Bagels.
Oh, maybe. If
could
their
try
doors,
it.
I feel like they should let their doors shut all the way.
The door
Or is
does
that
not
like
shut all the way.
It's
There's a good inch.
it's a
inch
fire.
and a half gap.
It's a fire hazard.
I was gonna say 6 inches, but that's just mine.
Yeah, 6 inches.
Oh man. So the word what would it be? Forbidden or just like words that you just don't like?
Yeah, something taboo like.
Yeah, what is? I mean, really
is at the
nowadays
top.
it's like what is cunt is like right up there, dude. And I feel like even not to get like back on a political state, like even when you say the word Trump or like when you associate his name with anything now, it's like
bad.
yeah, anything you think of, you hear Trump and you're like, fuck.
Negative connotations,
Dude.
definitely.
Oh my god, you don't instantly think of like what was it, like the 90s? He was like a pretty big philanthropist and like gave back to a lot of people and helped a lot of people out, and now it's just like, what the fuck happened?
That was like a crazy.
He got real cunty.
reality star. Real cunty.
He got real cunty, and I mean words like that,
Facts.
I mean I guess that's stuff that's just kind of like trending right now, but be like trending for the next 4 years, 3.5 years. I mean,
At least.
100 days in now, and he's already still a Class A fuck up. Like, I just don't get it.
I saw a stat: 100 days in, $100 million in golf.
Dude.
That's
How do you
$10
even?
billion
like,
a day.
Dude, I've went to play golf before, and it's never cost like
$1 million.
Oh, like how? How do you? I mean, where do you fucking play?
Especially when you own a golf course.
Yeah.
Or 5 or
Or a
whatever
company that
he
makes
owns.
golf clubs. I mean, what is he? These golf balls must be made out of, I don't know, ivory or like
Rhinoceros horn.
pure shaved every morning
Yes.
rhinoceros horn.
Absolutely.
That would make sense. $100 million. So
I mean, you got the private jet, and you got like the resort stay. I'm sure he's not staying at like
why would you?
Crummy
Yeah.
resort.
God, man.
Like
Staying at a
like
Motel 6.
He's probably really not staying at Trump Towers.
I wouldn't. I feel like if I had my name on something that was like Brian Austin Hotels, I would not like. I mean, not to name drop right there, but what we were talking, yeah, like what we were talking about. You know, like I don't feel like I would want that attention to like stay there. You know, especially now that he's the president, and how much how much attention his businesses do get because of like his negative energy and. You know, like.
And his psycho-looking sons.
Oh my God, dude! That guy looks like every time I look at that guy, I feel like he like kills
think
cats,
Christian
dude.
Bale?
Like, yeah.
From American Psycho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, oh man, that's exactly what it looks like, dude. You know, he's like Huey Lewis, and he's like, like listening to Huey Lewis.
Jared Leto.
Oh my God, yeah. The first time the Joker died by Batman. Oh my God, dude.
The Joker didn't die in the last movie, though. Just the portrayal did. All right, so that, I guess that's our forbidden word.
Trump.
Trump.
Yeah.
Boy, all right.
So we went from Trump to the first week to Trump. I think it's about equal.
I mean, to even have your name in a category like that, I would just feel like an asshole already. Like,
Well, Hitler's name is there too.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Hitler. He did a lot of good though.
He was a painter.
say it kind of loosely, I guess. I mean, he made history books really rich. You know, like I mean,
I think all things fair though, I am sure he had to have done something good.
He died.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what if he like helped an orphan or something?
You know,
But I obviously that doesn't weigh against 7 million.
do you say it like
Don't
that? I know you were
touch
gonna
it.
say it. Do you say it like that?
I can say it like that. 7
It's
million
just-
people.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't. Yeah. I mean, there's a certain kind of people. I mean, I think when you totally try to eradicate a race, I think you're
Oh, yeah.
just kind of like in a category on your own.
yeah.
Like
That's definitely an ultimate.
anything he ever did good was just kind of down the shitter after that. Like he didn't really.
And
You
his
know,
paintings are not that good.
yeah, you can't put that on a resume. Like,
not.
you know, ran an orphanage, eradicated the, and then like,
Jewish people. Is that what
Oh,
we're not
there we
saying?
go. See, that's right. So much for flying under the radar. You guys. The J word,
Well,
the
they
C
were-
word, the T word.
They were Jewish people. They were gypsies. They were.
Oh, the gypsies are the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, real gypsies.
Yeah.
Get you every time, dude. I've wasted so much money on
Sting.
fortune tellers and their lies.
Some of them are nice, probably.
I don't think I've ever met a gypsy in person.
They're called strippers.
Oh,
No.
And they will take your money.
Those are
And they
nurses
will-
in training.
Yes.
Those are all
yes,
nurses.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I believe it.
there's some
believe it.
students.
I mean, I'm literally trying to think of something good that man ever did.
I don't really know because I'm not a big Nazi sympathizer
No.
at all.
No, I think it's like, what was that? Was that you the last time I think you were in? When you came in for a session, we were doing a tattoo. And this guy was being charged with assault and battery for punching white supremacist. He was like a neo-Nazi in the face or something like that. He like got in trouble for beating the shit out of him. And I think we were talking about it. Like I think it's like an actual American right to beat the shit out of a Nazi. Like if you, I don't think you could get in trouble for that. I
think
feel
it's
like.
still hate crime.
Is it?
think it
Because
is.
is it like freedom of like,
Freedom of religion,
religion or
political.
which is kind of, I mean, because then why the fuck did we even go to World War II to help anybody, dude? Like,
We didn't want to.
It's like we go, we help, and now they live here freely. Nazis.
They do. And during World War II, there
so
were American Nazis in the U.S.
Double standard.
In the state of New York, there was actually Nazi youth camps that were run by the Nazi Party.
And I found this out too. I mean, now that we're getting into like a whole different fucking boat
I guess we're
here,
the Nazi podcast now.
that we had the United States had like concentration camps set up for Japanese. And I didn't know like a lot of that, like, because they don't teach you that at school. Like they teach Nazis are bad, but the Americans are worse. So
yeah, they don't talk about the Japanese American internment camps.
Yeah,
that they had in California.
Mm-hmm. That's insane to me.
Thousands of Japanese Americans were held.
And that's crazy to me because, like, as this commander in chief that we have now, I feel like he's so shoddy with the mouth, and like anything could pop off at any point in time. It's kind of scary for me to think of because I do have like interracial children. Like my son's half Korean, so like if we go to war.
Wait, is he the good Korean or the North Korean?
Yeah, like the good Korean. The good Korean. But I don't think at this point, I feel like Trump and his like, I feel like it would, yeah, you know what I mean? Like he would be, so it's kind of scary to think about. And then just to like to wrap my brain around, like trying to think of being in that position then when that happened, like how could you just like be ripped from your home and taken because of
your nationality?
Yeah. Like, and that's insane to me. That got real fucking deep real quick, but
no, that's okay. We're gonna bring it back. I mean, we're definitely not the Nazi sympathizer podcast.
No,
should we move on?
Tigers actually today. Boston Red Sox won. They're a good team of mine, favorite team of mine. I really like the Tigers. I'm trying to shoot as far away from this Nazi shit as possible right now.
You kind of touched on. You did a tattoo for me in your shop.
Yes.
And well, to go back to the Nazi thing, have you ever had to tattoo or anything like that, or would you just flat out refuse?
I have had it like brought to me before, and I mean, I'm sure like I can make a swastika look badass. I think that would be fun.
Sure.
Like, I mean, holy shit. I don't think it would be fun. I just think like as a piece of artwork, I could take it and make it look decent. But then as soon as I do that, I'm already dubbed a racist. They're like, because they're like, hey, who did that? They're like, oh, well, Brian, yada yada, and then my name's automatically tied to it. So I've never like ever put myself in a position where I have to like tattoo like anything towards hate towards a certain race or religion, because I don't want to be put in that position, right? Because I could be asked about it at any time. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, I believe in right and wrong on the religion side, and racism has never been an issue with me. Like, I've never seen it. I think an asshole is an asshole, and a person is a person. I don't think your skin color defines what kind of a person you are, because everybody can make their, themselves, and you choose what you want to do, and you choose how you want to act in life. I mean, if you want to be a fucking Nazi, be a Nazi. If you want to run with Black Panthers, do that. But I'm not going to support it and put it on somebody's body to advertise, and advocate it for someone else.
Putting your name up.
Yeah, because essentially that's what I'm doing. I'm advertising my name, that I know how to do stuff like that, and I'd much rather just kind of steer away from it. Have had people, ask me to do it, but it's kind of more like lean towards something else. It's like, in my professional opinion, I don't think maybe you should put that on your body. Yeah. Unless you either go to prison. Maybe there's a good spot for you to advertise it, but again, it wouldn't be me doing it because I'm not going to prison doing it. So I mean, no, I just think that as the world that we live in already, there's enough hatred and shit being spread around that I'd just rather not contribute, I guess.
That's.
I mean, and I've always been like for do whatever you want, get whatever you want, because I would never tell somebody not to do what they want to do with their life. But
just freedom to.
Yeah, freedom of speech, and I want that freedom too. But there's got to be some standards. I mean, and you got to have some guidelines. Like, you can be the best artist in the world, but as soon as you do something like that, I mean, I feel like you're garbage. You're like a piece of shit. Your reputation flows downhill real fast.
Sure.
And I mean, it's I would never. I guess
it's funny because like I listen to a lot of history podcasts, so that's where this is coming from. But the swastika originally was a symbol of hope and freedom.
Yeah, and then when Hitler adopted it and flipped it, Or did he flip? He flipped it and like rotated it, and then like. Because I have seen friends do those ones, the traditional swastika, and as a symbol of peace. But it's also, you know, I feel like you still have to be willing to explain yourself, because of, you know, such as us, you know, people like us, we do know that that's for, you know, it was originally a symbol of peace and hope, but
it just holds too many negative connotations.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are going to look at it and instantly think that, you know, they just watched American History X last week and they're going to be like, oh, hey, there you go. Yeah, it's a fucking great movie, dude. But it's like, I actually met a guy and ran into a guy. He was looking to go into the military, and he had that tattooed on his chest.
Oh, yeah.
And he wanted to know if I could do something with it. And I told him that I was like, you know, it's pretty solid. He was like, yeah, I was trying to get it look just like that. I was like, well,
that's rough.
You fucking got it. I'll tell you what.
That's an aggressive
holy
tattoo.
shit, man. That is just a statement, dude. You know, it was a whole pec. Whole just like big fucking solid black swastika. And I'm like, you know, I personally don't think I could do anything with it, because no matter what I do to that, I'm going to see those fucking, eight solid black lines just sticking out at me, and I'm like,
just do like penises on the end.
Yeah, just like I just watched a movie the other day. He had that guy woke up and he had like a swastika on his head of dicks, and he's like, I believe it's a swastika of dicks. God, dude.
All right, we're getting off the Nazi stuff.
See, we just drew it right back. It's like, I mean, it's fun to make fun of. I mean,
any white nationalist parties listening to this, like, I don't.
Oh, I hope
it's definitely not. I mean, yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
Because we really need the listeners.
I wish we could have like who's that? Dead Kennedys, Nazi punk playing in the background.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great. I think that's Dead Kennedys, right? I don't know. Name dropping.
They're a punk band. I know that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Nazi punk.
Stuff.
No, the song was called Nazi Punks.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't even remember.
It was like against, like, totally anti-Nazi song.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But I don't know. I just found that song the other day. I was watching a movie called The Green Room with Patrick Stewart, and
Really?
yeah, it's about like these guys. They go out to like this punk scene in Oregon or Washington, somewhere out there, and their like van breaks down, and they witness like a murder, and it's like white supremacist party, and yeah, and he's like,
is he the white supremacist?
Yeah, he's the leader, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, I just watched you in Logan, and you were a crazy
so
British
awesome.
man who plays the Professor X, and you know,
Captain Picard and Star Trek.
oh my god,
That's where it's at.
such a versatile.
So much love. So we're talking with Brian Austin this week, who the proprietor, owner, operator.
I actually own half of it with my fiance, soon-to-be wife. I don't know if prenuptial agreements will be in if it will be in the business portion of things, but she actually designs everything and handles things financially. I just kind of like do the work and push everything forward. Yeah.
Like
See,
me in this podcast.
yeah, that's what we were just talking about. The talent, you know, she's the technicality and the brains, and I'm the talent, you know. And no, so yeah, Harbor Inc. is based on tattoo clothing and apparel and like artwork and prints. We do custom orders for shirts, things like that. We do custom orders and custom builds for tattoo furniture, which in turn like makes things easier for artist friends of mine and other people that are just sick of buying like the same old cheap Chinese made shit, you know. And if I can make it and I can make it solid and durable and can help another person out, then I would love to do it. And when we sold our tattoo shop, my tattoo shop, because that wasn't hers yet, but now this is hers with me. So we sold my shop, and because we were expanding and growing a family and everything, it was just a lot of overhead and excuse me, it was a lot of overhead, and we needed to kind of be like we needed to kind of be more focused on something that was going to be more stable and I could be at home and family based and things like that. So we kind of went into business together and bought an LLC for this Harbor Inc. Clothing and tattoo furniture company. She, like I said, she's the brains behind the operation, and then I kind of just do the talent thing, like do the tattoo work, and I guess, I mean, that's as far as we've gotten with it so far. You know, I mean, it's we've built Facebook. It is Harbor Inc. on Facebook. I don't know how you do that / you just find Harbor Inc. on Facebook.
And just look up Harbor Inc. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hashtag Harbor Inc. It's on Instagram. We have an Instagram account. And And lots of more things coming soon. Like, it's just kind of like breaking through, much like your guys' podcast. We just kind of started, and it's just going to kind of keep going from there, hopefully. I have a couple of friends who are doing welding and fabricating, and then I actually do tattoos on another guy. I kind of lucked out and bought all of his shirt press equipment and like makes for screen printing and everything like that. So we're gonna have a couple other people in the works making shirts, and I have a couple of tattoo friends who are gonna model shirts and photographer friends. So it's gonna eventually, we're just kind of starting on the first step right now, but
Sure.
kind of move up from there. So yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
But you have some questions for him, don't you?
I do. I pretty much answer a lot of my questions.
We're
I like questions.
a little bit prepared today.
Nice.
Just a little.
Not really. So you went over your future plans. Oh, you had on your Facebook for Harbor Inc. You have pop-up stores. As an idea. What's a pop-up store?
Yeah, like if we, for say, like the My Life tattoo convention is just for an example, or they do like a Motor City tattoo convention, or at shows, local bands, friends of mine that are doing shows, or at like the intersection, stuff like that. We can just kind of like, just as it sounds, pop up and just like kind of set up a booth, sell shirts. I would probably be more focused on like the apparel end of it and like prints and things, opposed to the tattoo furniture side is more based towards like professional artists and selling to tattoo shops. But if we go to concerts and we do like our merchandise is going to be like more based towards like music and tattooing at the same time. And I have a lot of musician friends, so we're going to do like collabs, like my artwork with their lyrics, or like designing logos for their band and putting them on t-shirts, and then like kind of co-collaborating and then being able to sell them at their shows and on our Etsy account and on like Facebook and through Instagram and things like that. So pop-up shops are it's kind of like a really cool idea, because I actually got the idea when we went to the where did we go? The Children's Museum, and I was with my son and a daughter and the daughter. We were like walking through the the museum, and there was like a little cart, and it was just called a pop-up store, and it was like a bunch of little toys and trinkets from the gift shop. But instead of walking all the way to the other side to the gift shop, it was like right there, and you could buy a couple of things right there, and you don't have to take your kids all the way through it. But pop-up shops will be fun, I think.
No, that's awesome. I know in Muskegon here, on the west coast of Michigan.
Is that how we're saying it?
I don't know. The Third Coast? Is that what they call it?
I think so. Third
it.
Coast.
I hate Michigan so much. Sorry.
Shut up.
I like it. I don't like what it has to offer sometimes. I mean, I like it as it's a nice place to live. Like, it's beautiful here.
It's beautiful.
But no, Muskegon's not beautiful. The lake is nice up north. I'm trying to like sell
Muskegon
this.
is an armpit. I'm sorry. I hate this town.
No, it is.
I aggressively disagree with you.
I aggressively hate this town, and this is one reason why. Because yesterday I got passed by a cop doing like 90. He's reaching over, grabbing his vest, and then I see on the news that he's rushing to a shooting.
Yeah, actually, right down the road.
Right down the road.
Yeah,
I literally got passed right here.
Right down the road from where we're at. They had a big old shootout at the bowling alley, actually.
Yep.
Every day.
15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid, I think, shot and killed, man. That sucks.
I think it was an accident.
But then when you and that's what I said too, or I saw it on there. It said that it was an accident, but it's like, to what extent, really? Because why was there a gun involved?
Exactly.
And how did somebody accidentally get shot at a fucking bowling alley? Dude?
I'm 100% pro First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Why does a 15-year-old kid need to carry around a gun?
That's the Second Amendment.
Noah, edit that out. What's the First Amendment?
There's a fucking edit right there.
You don't know?
No.
Freedom of speech.
I thought that was the fifth. No, that's the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Plead the fifth. I pleed the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, you should plead the fifth right now, buddy.
I really don't want Noah to edit that.
Fifth.
The First Amendment.
God, people are gonna be like, they're gonna listen to it and be like, what a bunch of fucking, what am I listening to? Oh my God, that's what happens to me.
What's the
people.
Second Amendment?
The right to bear arms.
Yeah, the First
That's what I
Amendment.
said.
No, you said the First Amendment.
No, I said the Second Amendment.
No.
Play it back.
I'm not right
He
now.
definitely said the First Amendment. So
What's the First Amendment?
Amendment?
Freedom of speech.
Yeah,
said
what we're
that.
doing right now.
Who's on first?
Oh man.
How about them Nazis?
American citizens. I know.
All right, so,
That was cool.
but why does a 15-year-old kid seriously have to carry around a gun? That's just ridiculous.
It's I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I feel like none of them are really justifiable. I feel like people come up with excuses and reasons to want to do it and carry things. I think what it really comes down to when you're 15 and you have to feel like you have to carry a gun, it sounds more or less like you're just scared of an ass whooping. Yeah. And like, as much as that sucks to say, like, don't grow up being a pussy in life. Like, if you did something wrong or something happened or somebody wants to bully you or somebody wants to fight you, either stand up for yourself or tell someone or make sure that doesn't go to the point to where you have to carry a gun.
Yeah,
like,
There are better ways to take
there's
care of
definitely
things.
and like when I was younger, like I'll be 32 next month. So like,
old.
going back to, but I mean, like,
kid
even
here.
going, 10 years, 15 years ago, it's not that guns were never like popular or like people weren't still doing it, but it's like, if I was walking home from school and I had a problem with somebody or somebody had a problem with me, it was just beat somebody, you get into a fight. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's not to even say that I condone that, but that's how differences are handled. And I feel like it's been being handled like that since we had imposable thumbs, really.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, it's just survival of the fittest, but you don't have to squeeze a trigger to prove that point. Like, I think that's what it really comes down to, is people are just scared of an ass whooping, or like to face the consequences that they need to face. I think it'd be easier to pull a trigger. But in hindsight, when you do, but then in hindsight, like, you don't think like you're gonna be 3 hots and a cot for the next 15 years in a 6x9 room with dudes all around you. And chances are, if you're that little guy that didn't want to get his ass beat, you're now gonna be that little guy who gets
his teeth
raped in prison. It's like, plot twist for you. That's like, maybe you should have just took that ass whooping at the park. See, I mean, it's just, you don't think about the big picture. They're all like glitz and glamour and like,
no teenager ever does.
No, I never did,
Yeah,
but it's also like I never got to the point to where I had to take a gun to school or to a bowling alley, like I did get my ass whooped, and it did happen. Not to say that it makes you a tough person or a better person, but I feel like it definitely helps your character, like when you can face your fears and approach them without violence. Or I mean, fighting would be, violence, but not an extreme violence. It's a way to handle a difference between you and your fellow man, not, it's
Right.
like,
Hey, I was always
terrible.
thought, it's really kind of a lazy, stupid way to get out of a situation is to fight.
yeah.
I mean, if you can't talk your way out of a situation,
Yeah,
where are you
and,
gonna go
and
in life?
most of the time you can.
Oh,
Most of the time you can.
absolutely.
And that's where it's at. Either like you're going to talk your way out of the situation, or that person's going to just get so like either fed up or pissed off the fact that you're talking, then they're going to be the one that make the stupid move. And
Right.
you know what I mean? So
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of internet videos lately. And,
dude, that was like when I went into this, I thought that's what you guys are, like, what's on your playlist? What's this? What's that? And I'm like,
it's just totally random.
Internet videos, totally like fail videos. Like, how do you start your day?
yeah.
Like, people say, what do you watch on YouTube? And I'm like, fail videos. Like at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I like watching kids fight in the streets.
Yes.
It's my favorite
hearing
thing.
their- I love hearing their hype man friend in the background.
Oh, yeah,
like,
the guy
screaming.
filming?
Yeah.
I watched one last
The
night.
shittiest cameraman ever, by the way. They're
Kids
just like,
screaming world star.
yeah. It's like your phone's
I
all
watched
over.
these 2 kids square up in an apartment complex, and the guy filming kept saying, quiet, bro, we don't want security. And the one guy was like beef, like muscled out, just ripped, looked shredded, looked like he was going to demolish the fat guy.
One hit quit, right? Is that what happened?
He walked away, the guy comes back, the guy filming is hyping it all up, and they square up, and the fat guy roundhouse kicks him. Like out of the blue. And he just sits down like, whack, oh. That was it. I just died laughing. What? It was the best. It was the best thing I watched all day yesterday.
Oh my god.
But yeah, all right. So we're gonna be serious now.
Yeah. Why
Why not? Why
How
not?
did you get started tattooing?
Prostitution
Prostitute.
got me into it really, and then no, that was kind of an off the wall question. I wasn't expecting that. No, I'm just kidding. I knew at some point that was gonna come up, but no. Actually, it was kind of not so savvy. Like what we were just talking about, being a teenager and being able to handle your own and take care of responsibilities. I thought it would be easier to sell drugs, and in the 11th grade, I was getting into a lot of trouble at school. I just thought it would be easier to do it that way. I dropped out of school and I started selling drugs and hanging out at tattoo shops. I had friends who hung out there. I would draw pictures, sell the pictures, $40-$50. That's 16, 17, and I was selling pictures to each artist, I'd, $150. I'd go out and then I'd spend it on buying drugs, flip that, come back, and then I would, half the time I would sell drugs to the guys, at the tattoo shop. Not that that's what that was about anymore.
Well,
but,
it was long ago.
and it was, and I actually, with that said, I've been doing it for, 13 years now, and it's like, I lied about my first job. Like I went in with a portfolio and drawings and stuff like that, and the guy told me that he would hire me, but I had to be 18, and I told him that I was. Never asked for an ID, and I didn't really know what the next step was after that. I was like, no, yeah, all right, I understand, I'm 18. And then I didn't really think it through, and he never asked, so I just kind of...
So you just showed up and you started tattooing?
I just kind of started doing it. He had asked me, I had sold him a couple of drawings, and then I watched him sell my drawing for $400 as a tattoo on this guy's arm, and he's like, see, that's how it's done, and if you want to get serious, then, So I did. I got serious for about a year. I got cocky. I lost my job there because I thought that I was bigger than what I was. Went back to trying to do it unprofessionally and out of the house, tattooing friends here and there. It didn't really get me anywhere. It wasn't helping my name. It wasn't helping me become an artist. So I went and got a job at another shop. I told them what was going on. I lost my other job. I admitted it. I was cocky. I came clean with it. They were willing to give me an apprenticeship, and I kind of just have never really looked back. I've been doing it professionally now I've been tattooing for 12 years professionally. I've been tattooing. So clean and fresh the right way, so that's it in a nutshell, really. I mean, hanging out and being around tattoo shops. I mean, Sky Images was shit down the road here on Apple Avenue.
Yeah, they were big in Muskegon.
And that's Sky Images was the oldest shop in town, and I used to go to school to a little middle school over here. I'm not too far from this place now, and would walk by every day and think, man, that's the job right there, and I was always around it too. My mom and them, back in the day, they would throw tattoo parties, and there would be tattoos, and my parents had tattoos, my sister, I was always around it, so it was never a thing that was taboo to me. It was always with the drinking and open use of marijuana and things like that. It was never a bad thing to me. I never saw it that way because it was always around. My parents smoked weed and things like that, and I never shunned people for it. I was taken care of. My parents got tattooed, they smoked pot, but the bills were paid and we had clothes on our back, so I never saw anything wrong with it. And then, as you get older, you see people that are like, oh, you smoke weed or you have tattoos,
I have
and it's
massive guilt if I smoke weed.
Oh man, dude,
it's so ridiculous.
It's that's funny. I mean, because I don't know how open that is on this, because my fiance, before we came over here, I was like, I smoke. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm nervous. Just leave me alone. She goes, what are you nervous about? And I was like, I'm going to do it. She's like, you're going to do a fucking podcast with your friends. And I'm like, well, I mean, he's my client. So she's like, but you know him. And she's like, you're not going on TV. And I was like, I know.
We message a lot on Facebook.
I was like, I know. All right.
No, talking in the microphones is kind of intimidating. The first
it is.
few times we did it,
yeah.
it's different.
It gives you more of a sense of this is kind of legit, it's not just I mean, I'm impressed. I thought this is definitely more than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were just going to kind of be talking. There's going to be a fucking tape cassette recorder in the middle of the table. It's now we got to get this turned over onto a CD disc drive.
No. See, and I had a completely different a picture in my mind how you started.
Oh man, like
It was like nerdy kid in school, always drawing.
Well, I did do a lot of that. Like I did do a lot of drawing. I don't want to say like, I guess I don't know what like would nerdy would qualify as, because like I got into a lot of a lot of trouble in school because of my drawing, and like I concentrated on it like super hard, and like that's all I wanted to do. Like I didn't want to do anything else, and so you know, like while doing that was it stems from like battling with ADHD like super hardcore, and through middle school and then like, you know, into high school, like I had to take like Ritalin, Adderall, Wellbutrin, like different things, and I was always on different shit, and it was always like sedating, you know. But the only thing, the only thing that it could really, I think you all are. Like,
legitimately, I'm on Adderall.
I am. I'm off of it right now, like during this, but like I do take it now as like an adult. Like I take it for work, and it does help me concentrate. But when I was taking it then, like the only thing I would make me want to do is draw. Like I would like literally go from like being super in a good mood, hyper funny, like being a kid was what I felt like, to being stuck with a tranquilizer and I'm just like sunk down, and then all I wanted to do was draw. And I mean like pads and like sheets and stacks of drawings like all over the place. And like they asked me to see like what are those school counselors?
Yeah.
Like underqualified fucking psychiatrists. Like
well,
that's
they're
what they feel like.
People hired off the street.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I'm like, is this guy like even fucking qualified to talk to people like this? Like, I was like, for one, my school counselor looked like Mr. Garrison. Like he was bald. He had like a weird head. Like he was weird. Didn't sound like him, but he looked like him. So yeah, I think that.
Sound like him.
Yeah, dude. It was, but. A lot of drawing and like not so much I guess nerdy. I was quiet. I was like a quiet kid most of the time, but unless I was not on my Adderall, which I thought, you know, would be slick in school, like hide it under your tongue or something. It's like, but no, they definitely fucking know when you're not taking it. Yeah. They're like, oh, so you obviously hit your medicine today, because you're like all over the place.
So when you were a kid, then you would draw everything. And
dicks all the time, dude. Like dicks. Like
yes. Actually, that's the only thing I've asked you not to tattoo on me. Is a dick.
Yeah. And I mean, even then, I feel like you can make one look cool somehow, but you're totally against it. Well, that's cool, man. You know, some people are against swastikas being tattooed on them. I would be highly offended. I actually had a dick tattooed on me one time, and it sucked. Yeah. That was bad news. The kid, I worked with a guy. She went sour with us. We kind of like made up. We were friends again, and I asked him to fix a tattoo. Really dumb on my part, because I mean there was still that time. There was a bad water, you know, like animosity, and like I shouldn't have. But I was like, yeah, let's just do it. And then like 4 weeks later, another artist friend pointed out. He was like, dude, like, and then he like took a picture of me. He's like, look at this. I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, it was like right on my neck. It was just like, it was like leaves in the skull, and they were like, the way they hooked around, like made a ball sack, and you know, and it takes a lot for me to admit that, but it's gone now, so I don't really fucking care. Like, you know, but it did happen to me, man, and like it's so. I feel like if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody, dude. So like, it does happen sometimes.
I'd rather be day raped.
Yeah.
So. Damn, dude. That's not permanent.
You know. Oh yeah, you can edit, right? Edit. Please, don't edit that one. That's good.
We'll put links up to your Facebook and your Instagram.
Cool.
You can get a hold of us at talkingtap@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook. The
Awesome.
Tap.
Awesome.
What does 10 mean?
No, just 5.
Oh.
Double 5.
Double 5.
5-star review.
Oh.
I thought we were high fucking vibing.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear that clap? Oh, that's good sound control.
That's good clap.
Yeah, go on iTunes, give us a 5-star review with positive text
Cool.
review. We are gonna chart. We're gonna be in the top 100 on iTunes.
We're gonna. Let's do it. I'm down.
So we talked to Brian Austin today. I'm Ryan.
I'm Patrick.
All right.
And this
Fellas,
is
appreciate it.
See you next time.
See you.